Hi, I'm Eli. I'm a freshman at Boston University, and I'm also a teacher for teens yoga at Fyrefly Yoga. I started yoga when I was 13, and I mean, it was largely because of my mom. Like, she took me to a class and I liked it. And then I think when I was 15, I took my first yoga teacher training, and that was really nice. And then I started teaching a class later that year for teens yoga. Every time before I teach, there's like a little bit of an anxiety or like oh gosh, I gotta teach, like this is gonna be stressful. And then I start the class, and even when I start the class, maybe it's there's still a little anxiety, but after I finish like doing deep breathing and going through a few poses, I just feel very calm. And I feel like, hopefully, when I'm teaching, my students feel the same way, and that's kind of why I want to keep on teaching, because every time I do it, I just feel a lot better. Mindfulness is something that kind of seems not helpful until it kind of affects all aspects of people who practice, you know? It makes them more calm. It makes it easier to respond to things that happen rather than react to them. It's really one of those things that can't be just like summed up as like, oh, it like increases your happiness or lowers your stress. It does like a little bit on every kind of level of your life. So I just think bringing that to a community is always a good thing. When you do yoga and like you hear adults taking their first class and like, oh, I wish I had learned this when I was younger, because learning it when you're younger and then just being able to keep it as a routine rather than learning it when you're older and realizing how you need to fix all these things that have kind of built up over the years, it's a lot easier to, like if you have like a lawn, you know, it's easier to just manage it and mow it every week than like let it build up and then mow it and it'd be a terrible ordeal that you have to go through and put in a lot more work than if you just kept the grass trimmed. Yeah. So I feel like it's just easier to learn the routines than to wait until you're older and then have to learn them then, and it'd be a lot more work. Yeah. In Western, like America specifically, I feel like it's a lot harder to find communities like this. So bringing them to the forefront and making them larger and more common in America, it's very helpful to kind of establish this kind of way of thinking, mindfulness, things like that. And also it's just really fun to be around people like this, at least in my opinion. It's just something that I like to be around people like this, you know? And I feel like it's definitely something that when you're in a community full of people who are like all about yoga and mindfulness, they have a lot more insights and perspectives and diversity of perspectives that let you think about the world in a different way. So like even though you have a lot of people who are like-minded, they're like-minded, but they're from a lot of different backgrounds. So it's still not like you're just being insulated and becoming like having a group thing, you know? So I really like that. Especially now when we have to be isolated, we have to be kind of separate. It's very important to not only focus on community, but to try to stay a part of one, because I feel like especially now, this is the time where people will kind of become isolated and then grow used to it and then just stay with the routine that they've created. And I feel like a lot of people do want to be in a community but can't because they can't find one to be a part of. So I feel like especially now, after we're able to go back outside, it's really important to try to find a community so you don't just stay isolated and alone. I think all of the people I've met here have been great people. I think that it is a very open space, open for everyone. You will not be judged or felt to be like an other, and I feel like honestly it's just a very happy community where you can feel relaxed, feel happy, feel all the emotions you want to feel, and you won't be ostracized for it.